Sunday, October 25th, 1998.
From NBC News, this is Today with Jack Ford and Jody Applegate. Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
All right, and coming up next on Today, we're going to check out the hottest new singles scene in cyberspace.
Well, if you're single and having trouble finding a date, you may be looking, as the song says, in all the wrong places. These days, thousands are cruising the internet hoping to find romance in cyberspace.
My name is Jennifer Turry. I'm 28 years old. I'm 5'10", light brown hair, green eyes. My hobbies are sailing and yoga. I think it's difficult meeting eligible guys because we're all so busy. We all have different schedules. The bar scene is just too noisy, too smoky. After doing the bar scene for a while, I decided there's got to be a better way. People.
Trish McDermott writes a dating advice column and is the online dating expert for Match.com, one of the largest internet dating services. Trish, good morning.
Good morning.
As with most things in life, there are some advantages and disadvantages to the notion of this internet dating. Tell us a little bit about some of the advantages.
Well, primarily, the biggest advantage is numbers. There are literally millions of single people online right now, and many single people come to dating services because they don't feel like they have access to other single people. Other advantages are it's fun. You can really get online. You can join a singles community. You can sort of socialize and participate with other single people who share common interests. It's affordable. It's fast. You can get online right now and find a date for tonight.
We were in probably dating myself. I was talking with somebody about this, and we said this is like the biggest mixer. Remember, we had mixers in college. You probably don't remember that, but this is like the biggest mixer you could ever possibly go to, but some disadvantages, too.
Well, sure, there are some disadvantages. I think primarily the biggest disadvantage is you just simply don't meet someone in person first. There's some advantages to that, too, but you don't get those physical kind of clues about who someone is. So things like eye contact, or do they feel comfortable talking to you? And that is important information at some point to get, but you can certainly get it later once you've actually had your first date.
Now, you've got some advice for us in terms, first, before we look at playing it safe when you get to the date. First, the internet service you want to use, some things that you should ask about and be comfortable with beforehand. Tell us.
Well, sure, you really want to think of a dating service as an environment that you walk into, and just as if you were a single person in the offline world, you'd want to go to a nice establishment. You certainly in the online world want to go to a nice kind of upscale, clean service. So you want a service that protects you against harassment, maybe that has some agreement about not having pornography on the site, and a service that attracts the type of people that you might want to go on a date with.
You say it's good to make sure you can get some anonymity in the beginning. If you don't want you know, your real email address going out or phone number, something like that, you can talk about that with the service.
Absolutely, and that's really the beauty of online dating, is that you can exchange lots of email with people without having to really give them any information about yourself until you find that one special someone that you really want to then get to know better.
Okay, let's assume we found that one special someone now. We have a date setting up. We've got some tips for playing it safe here. Let's take a look at them real quickly. First thing you say is that you should meet in public. We saw that on the tape just a few moments ago. Find a public space where you're comfortable. Tell a friend where you're going to be and that you have this date, again, as a precautionary measure. Keep the first date short. And last, we got about 30 seconds. You talk about this. Trust your instincts. Why is that so important?
Instincts are the most important piece of information that you will have, and we often tend to deny our instincts. If you have a feeling, and you really don't have evidence, but just a feeling that something isn't right, chances are it isn't. And the beauty of the internet is that there are literally millions of single people out there. So cut that line and cast again.
And as we said, the dating for the 90s. Trish McDermott, thanks very much for joining us this morning.